Hello guys, so I have more materials which will help you to improve your level of English. Don't forget to press a like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Marta Ramirez, I'm from Cordoba in Spain. I'm Viktor Petrov, I'm from Moscow in Russia. I'm Kelly Doyle, I'm from Kansas in the United States. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Brazil, Brazilian, China, Chinese, England, English, Hungary, Hungarian, Italy, Italian, Japan, Japanese, Mexico, Mexican, Poland, Polish, Russia, Russian, Spain, Spanish, Turkey, Turkish, the United States, American, the UK, British. Live in a flat, have children, watch TV, listen to the radio, read magazines, eat fast food. Drink coffee, speak English, want a new car, like dogs, work in a bank, study Spanish. Fish, meat, pasta, rice, eggs, salad, vegetables, potatoes, fruit. Bread, sandwich, butter, cheese, cereal, sugar, chocolate, coffee, tea, milk, water, orange juice, beer, wine. Teacher, doctor, nurse, shop assistant, waiter, waitress, administrator, lawyer, policeman, policewoman, factory worker, student. Where do they work? In the street, in a hospital, in a shop, in a restaurant, in an office, in a school, in a factory, at home. It's 1 o'clock, it's 5 past 1, it's 10 past 1, it's quarter past 1, it's 20 past 1, it's 25 past 1, it's half past 1, it's 25 to 2, it's 20 to 2, it's quarter to 2, it's 10 to 2, it's 5 to 2. In the morning, get up, have breakfast, have a shower, go to work, go to university, have a coffee, have a sandwich. In the afternoon, have lunch, finish work, go home, go shopping, go to the gym. In the evening, make dinner, have dinner, do housework, watch TV, go to bed. Go to the cinema, go to the theater, go to the beach, play computer games, do sport, ski. Play tennis, play the piano, walk, swim. Smoke, change money, use the internet, take photos, drive, pay by credit card, park. Arrive at the airport, break your leg, buy a ticket, come back from holiday, find a job, learn a language, meet a friend, rent a car, say hello, stay at a hotel. Call a friend, get a letter, give a present, leave the cinema, send an email, take an umbrella, tell somebody a story, turn on the light. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Mercedes, BMW, and Audi are very popular with men. 90% of drivers of the luxurious Mercedes S65 AMG, top speed 250 km per hour, are men. Big 4x4s are also very popular with men. My name's Paolo Bruna and I'm from Venice in Italy. I'm married and I have 2 children, a son and a daughter. My son's name is Guido. He's 15, he's tall with dark hair and he's good looking. My daughter's name is Chiara. She's 21. She's dark too. Is she beautiful? I think she is very beautiful. I'm her mother. Anne from Paris in France. I don't have breakfast at home. I have it in a cafe. I have a croissant and hot chocolate. I think that's a very typical French breakfast, and it's very good. Ken from Osaka in Japan. In my family, we have a traditional Japanese breakfast. It isn't very different from lunch and dinner. We have rice, fish, and miso soup, and we drink green tea. Today, a lot of Japanese people have a European breakfast. They have bread and croissants, and they drink coffee, not tea, but I prefer our breakfast. In my family, we don't talk at breakfast. We eat, drink, and watch TV. Caitlin from Nikla in Hungary. In Hungary, breakfast is an important meal. In my family, we have eggs, cheese, cold meat, sausage, and bread. We drink tea or coffee and fruit juice. Some men have a small palinka at breakfast time. It's a traditional Hungarian brandy. It's very strong, and I don't like it, especially not for breakfast. In your country, what do people have for breakfast? Do people prefer tea or coffee? Do they have a big meal for lunch or for dinner? Do they eat a lot of fruit and vegetables? Do they eat a lot of fast food? In your family, what do you have for breakfast at the weekend? What do you usually drink with lunch and dinner? Do you eat a lot of rice? Do you eat a lot of pasta? Do you eat a lot of potatoes? Do you eat a lot of meat? Do you eat a lot of fish? Do you have dinner together? Do you watch TV or talk? English at work. What do these people have in common? A banker in Mexico City, a waiter in a five-star hotel in Moscow, and a worker in the Hitachi Electronics factory in Tokyo. They all speak English at work. Today, English is the common language in multinational companies in countries from France to Singapore. Jean-Paul Piat works for an IT company in Paris. Every day he has meetings with other managers in English. He also reads documents and writes emails in English, and speaks on the phone in English to offices in other countries. We're a multinational company with offices all over the world, says Jean-Paul. We also have some people in our Paris office who aren't French. We need a common language to communicate, and that language is English. I think it is a good idea, but some people don't like speaking English in a meeting when nearly everybody is French. My sister's name is Selma. She's 26 years old, and she is a nurse. She works in a big hospital in Ankara. She lives in a flat in Beytepe, about 13 kilometers from Ankara. She lives with two friends. They are nurses too. She doesn't have a boyfriend, but she has a lot of friends. My friend Emre is a student at Bilkent University in Ankara. He studies English. He wants to be a teacher. He lives with his family in a flat in the center of Ankara. He has a girlfriend, and her name is Demet. She's very nice too. Do you like mornings? What time do you get up? Do you have a shower? What do you have for breakfast? Do you have breakfast sitting down or standing up? What time do you go to work? Are you in a hurry in the morning? Do you like mornings? A day in the life of James Blunt. James Blunt is an ex-soldier who is now a singer. He lives alone in Ibiza, Spain. I live in a beautiful old house. It's about 150 years old, and it's on a hill with a lot of trees. From my window, I have a fantastic view of the sea. I usually get up at about 9:30 and I have a shower. I always wear jeans and a t-shirt. Clothes don't really interest me. I have 2 pairs of jeans, 1 jacket, and 6 t-shirts. I never have breakfast. I'm not hungry in the morning. I make a fire and clean the house. Then I play the piano or I sit on the sofa and play the guitar. I live near a small village. For lunch, I go and buy bread and a tin of tuna, or maybe ham or cheese. I never cook. After lunch, I sometimes work in the garden. I don't have a TV, I only have a music system and my music collection. I like singer-songwriters from the 1970s like Lou Reed and Leonard Cohen. In the evening, I usually go out with friends. We have dinner at one of the old Spanish bars and then we sometimes go to a club. Before I go to bed, I lock the doors. When I'm in bed, I look out of the window at the night sky and think how wonderful life is. Clara Soares is a teacher. She lives in Granada. My typical Sunday. On Sunday, I usually get up late at about 10 o'clock. I go to a cafe for breakfast. I always have a cappuccino and a chocolate croissant, and I read the Sunday newspapers. Then I usually meet my friends. In the winter, we go to the mountains, and in the summer, we go to the beach. We have lunch in a restaurant. After lunch, we talk and relax and drink coffee. We go home at about 5:30. In the evening, I prepare my classes, and then I have dinner and watch TV. I go to bed early, and I think about next weekend. Meal times and opening hours in the UK. In the UK, people usually start work between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Some people have breakfast at home, but a lot of people just buy a coffee and something to eat when they go to work. Most people work 5 days a week. The typical working day is 7 or 8 hours with a very short lunch, about half an hour at about 1 p.m. People don't go home for lunch, they just have a sandwich in a cafe or sandwich bar, or in their office. People usually finish work at 5 or 5:30. They have dinner between 7 and 8, and this is usually the big meal of the day. During the week, they usually go to bed between 10:30 and 11:30 p.m. People go shopping after work at the weekend. Some shops close early during the week, but supermarkets and a lot of shops open until 8 in the evening or later. Big shops also open on Sunday, and big supermarkets open 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. One day in history. On the morning of Wednesday, 18th of October 2006, 50,000 people in the UK sat down at their computers. They wrote a blog about what they did the day before for a history website. The idea was to give a picture of life at the beginning of the 21st century. Yesterday was our 10th wedding anniversary. The day was very typical, but the evening was special. I went to work by car as usual. The traffic was terrible and I was very stressed. The day went fast. At 4 o'clock, I went to pick up my children from the nursery. We went to Pizza Hut and they had a pizza. When my husband came home, he had a fantastic surprise for me, a present, a trip to Paris on the Eurostar. I didn't have a present for him, terrible, but we had a good dinner and a bottle of wine. We went to bed happy. I got up, I went for a swim, I went to work, nothing special. I went home and had a sandwich. I went to bed. School as usual. In the afternoon we had history, it was good. Then English, we had a film. At 3:20 we went home and I went on the computer on MCN. Then I did my homework and had dinner. After dinner it was the big match on TV. Manchester United at home to Copenhagen in the Champions League. 3-0 to United. Brilliant. I went to bed late. I lived, I loved, I cried. I stayed the first night at a hotel. In the morning I bought a map and went to see the university. And I rented a room in a house. I walked through the city to my classes every morning. Italian man said, "Ciao Bella." I liked it. I spoke a little Italian from school, but when I arrived in Rome, I couldn't understand people and I spoke English or Polish with other Erasmus students. But then I started going to Italian classes and I also made friends with some Italians. They helped me a lot. After 3 months, I could speak quite well. Another problem was that Rome is very expensive, but I found a job in an Irish pub and I worked there and I worked 3 evenings a week. I learned a lot about Italy and Italians. You can't start the day without un cafe. Italian food is the best in the world, but don't ask for ketchup. And the number one topic of conversation in bars is politics and football. Erasmus changed my life. I lived a different life in a fantastic city. I met new people from all over the world and made some wonderful friends. I learned to understand another culture. Of course, it wasn't all perfect. Living in another country isn't easy, and an Italian boy broke my heart. I came back from Italy a year ago, but a small part of me stayed at home in Rome. I drink espresso every morning, eat a lot of pasta, and I use my hands a lot when I speak. Now I feel European, not only Polish. Desiderius Erasmus was born in Rotterdam in Holland in 1466 or 1469. We don't know exactly when. His mother and father died when he was 15 years old. He went to school in Holland, where he was a very good student of Latin. When he finished school, he studied at the University of Paris. Later, he worked as a teacher there for some years. After that, he went to England and he was a professor at Cambridge University. When he was in England, he made many friends, including King Henry VIII. After that, Erasmus traveled all over Europe and lived and worked at universities in many different countries. He studied Greek and he wrote many books, including famous editions of the Bible in Latin and Greek. Erasmus died in Switzerland on 12th of July, 1536. 450 years later, the Erasmus program, where students can study at universities in other countries, was started. What did people all over the world do last Sunday? Write your blog for our history website. Last Sunday, I got up at 9:30 in the morning, I had a cup of coffee and read the Sunday newspaper. Then I made breakfast. We had eggs and bacon. We always have a big breakfast on Sunday, but then we don't have lunch. In the afternoon, the weather was beautiful and we went for a long walk in the park. In the evening, when our son was in bed, my husband and I made dinner together. Then we talked about our day and laughed a lot. We went to bed early because we were tired, and we start work early on Monday. One man's dream. In the 1950s, Benidorm in southeast Spain was a small fishing village, but the mayor of Benidorm, Pedro Zaragoza, had a dream. He wanted Benidorm to be a big tourist town. He started to build hotels. In the 1950s in Spain, women couldn't wear a bikini on the beach. Mayor Zaragoza changed the bikini rule in Benidorm. In 1959, the first tourists from Northern Europe started to arrive. Our night at the Ice Hotel. In February last year, we stayed one night at the Ice Hotel in Kiruna in Sweden. It was a fantastic experience. The hotel is made of ice and snow, but don't worry about the cold. It was minus 29 degrees outside, but in the hotel it was always minus 5 degrees. We wore big coats at the temperature, and the temperature wasn't a problem. At night we slept on a bed made of ice, but in a sleeping bag. We weren't cold at all. There was a shower in the bathroom, but no bath. We slept well, and in the morning there was a big Swedish breakfast. But there were some problems. The restaurant was very expensive and the service was very slow. We waited an hour for our starters. Maybe it was a bad night. What is there to do in the hotel? There aren't any TVs, but there is an ice bar. Here you can have a cocktail in an ice glass. It isn't cheap, but it's an experience. There also a spa and sauna. Have a sauna before you go to bed. It's wonderful. We had a great time at the Ice Hotel, but one night was enough. Okay, that's it for today. Subscribe to my channel and thank you for watching.